know, I was off everything, every drug, everything in pill form, all the drink, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just to completely sober me, it's like I'm trying to, my vision ain't clouded no more, like I'm going forward, going towards my full potential.
Pooh Shiesty was released from federal prison in October 2025 after serving 3 years for shooting 2 men during a Miami deal that went wrong. But stepping back into freedom may be riskier than the cell he left behind.
My little brother sitting in this, playing in this, man. My little brother done been driving it, man. I don't do this, no. Man, come on, man. I don't want to drive this.
The streets don't forget, and payback never sends an invitation. It arrives when least expected. In the neighborhood, the score is always kept. After his last music video, which had him dropping to one knee as if the city itself was watching, questions arise not about if trouble will appear, but when. Pooh carried his Memphis's Most Wanted energy out of prison on October 7, 2025, after serving roughly 3 years of a 63-month sentence tied to federal gun charges from a 2020 hotel incident.
Industry-wise, like, alright, I'm gonna say rappers for sure, you got me like really taking their time out to sit down and write, like, good men like Lil Baby, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Dirk just overstood. It's like, bruh, like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't missing the beat outside. Y'all familiar with Don Tripp?
Yeah, I know Don Tripp is.
Don Tripp, Starlito. Don Tripp just wrote me a letter to.
Here are the facts. Born Trell Donald Williams Jr., he earned an early release thanks to good behavior credits and First Step Act reductions, cutting nearly 2 years off his original July 2027 release date, a significant reduction. Within hours, he connected with Memphis associates K Carbon and Big 30, heading straight into a studio session. Rather than throwing a high-profile party that could attract unwanted attention, he focused on music, a strategic move. Still, discussions quickly grew intense. The same period that elevated his name between 2019 and 2021 also brought enemies, from sharp-tongued lyrics to real-life conflicts that extended beyond the music.
I talked to your father, my boss, one day. He called me. He was like, because I check on you all the time. I was like, what's up with Pooh? He was like, man, Pooh locked down a couple cats that got killed in the joint. Got killed in Victor.
Returning home means leaving a structured environment for a city that can shift in an instant, where rap disputes can become real-life danger, and headlines can turn into memorials if one missteps. Too many artists have been lost recently to shootings, robberies, and ambushes. Pooh's legal troubles began on October 20, 2020, outside the Landon Hotel in Bay Harbor Islands, Florida, when a planned transaction escalated into armed robbery and gunfire. No glamour, only chaos. At 21, alongside associate Bobby Brown, he reportedly arranged a purchase via Instagram for high-end sneakers and marijuana from 2 sellers. What started as a street marketplace deal turned into a crime scene in minutes. Williams arrived in a rented white McLaren 720 carrying a Draco AK-47 style pistol, while Brown had a handgun. When one seller allegedly tried to short them, both men drew weapons, and Williams fired a single round, hitting one man in the buttocks and the other in the hip.
We got collecting dust on again. What we doing? I saw my little twin, man. We got collecting dust. My little brother sitting in this, playing in this, man. My little brother done been driving it, man. I don't do.
The incident caused injuries, but none were fatal. The suspects grabbed merchandise and cash, fleeing north on the Palmetto Expressway. During the escape, a Louis Vuitton bag containing $40,684 fell from the McLaren and was recovered by police, with shell casings matching the Draco-style weapon used, a significant piece of evidence. Surveillance captured the full sequence. Hours later, Williams posted Instagram stories in the same McLaren, flashing cash. Prosecutors interpreted this as consciousness of guilt, combining it with fingerprints, witness accounts, traffic cameras, and social media posts to build a strong case. Federal authorities pressed hard, leading T.I. into plea discussions instead of risking trial. On June 29, 2021, prosecutors charged him with conspiracy to commit Hobbs Act robbery, firearms possession related to a violent crime, and discharging a weapon during a violent crime. Each charge carried heavy penalties, including a mandatory 10-year sentence for some, and potential life imprisonment at the maximum.
I was off everything, every drug, everything in pill form, all the drink, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just to completely sober me, it's like I'm trying to, my vision ain't clouded no more. Like I'm going forward, going towards my full potential.
Judge Edwin G. Torres acted decisively. On July 7, 2021, he denied bond, citing T.I. as both a flight risk due to his wealth and touring schedule, and a danger to the public. The judge noted his prior willingness to discharge firearms in public. This ruling removed him from the music scene at a critical commercial moment, canceling tour dates and halting momentum from his debut mixtape, which was just beginning to gain traction. Then came the King of Diamonds incident on May 30, 2021, during Memorial Day weekend. After performing at the well-known strip club, an altercation occurred when someone bumped into T.I., causing between $3,000 and $40,000 in cash to spill from his pocket. In seconds, the crowd scrambled for the money. Security intervened, but the situation escalated. Door guard Dora tried to restrain T.I., and during the confrontation, he allegedly drew a concealed firearm and fired a single shot that struck Dora in the ankle. T.I. later told police he narrowly avoided being hit himself. Club surveillance captured the event, T.I. waving the gun, cash scattered, the crowd scrambling, and his entourage leaving in a black Cadillac Escalade. Hours later, T.I. posted on Instagram, calling the $40,000 story exaggerated. Prosecutors, however, charged him with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, carrying a potential sentence of 5 to 30 years. He turned himself in on June 8, 2021, before Judge Ellen Suzier, who initially set his bond at $10,000. 2 days later, it was revoked after prosecutors highlighted his new federal case and the associated risk factors. By June 15, the situation shifted when Dora submitted a sworn affidavit stating that pain medication had confused him and that he was not shot, only jostled by the crowd. While prosecutors suspected potential witness tampering, they could not prove it. The development added complexity but did not derail the case. Video evidence and witness statements still presented a clear account of events. Eventually, all charges were consolidated into a single federal plea agreement. On January 4, 2022, T.I. pled guilty to a reduced charge, conspiring to possess firearms in furtherance of violent crimes and drug trafficking under Title 18 U.S.C. Section 924, c. This was a significant legal move. It removed the mandatory 10-year sentence, dismissed the robbery counts, and incorporated the strip club shooting without additional time. A trial conviction could have added 20-plus years, but the plea capped the sentence at 8 years and recognized his acceptance of responsibility. On April 20, 2022, Judge K. Michael Moore sentenced him to 63 months, giving credit for 10 months already served, along with 3 years of supervised release. While T.I. lost time, he navigated the system strategically and secured a second chance. He left the courtroom under strict supervision. Standard probation rules applied, alongside additional conditions, regular check-ins with officers, drug testing, maintaining steady employment, and obtaining court approval for any travel. The judge also prohibited him from handling firearms, contacting victims, or entering certain Miami locations linked to his past cases. The court imposed $156,567 in restitution to cover medical costs, lost wages, pain and suffering, and property damage. During his incarceration, he was moved across several federal facilities: USP Pollock in Louisiana, FCI Talladega in Alabama, and USP Coleman II in Florida. Throughout those years, T.I. focused on programs that reduced his sentence by roughly 15% through good conduct and educational credits. He completed the ASFOB, participated in First Step Act training addressing criminal thinking, and took on recreation yard supervision duties, turning his time from idle punishment into productive progress. The 2018 First Step Act proved pivotal, rewarding inmates who actively worked on self-improvement. T.I. leveraged it fully, earning recidivism reduction credits and accelerating his release from the projected July 2027 date to October 2025, almost 2 years early. His approach demonstrated strategy rather than luck. He maintained connections with family and trusted industry allies via approved calls and visits, using those interactions to highlight his changed mindset. The reckless behavior was gone. In its place were discussions about responsibility, clarity, and sobriety after years of heavy substance use. He openly shared that being forced to detox while incarcerated gave him a new perspective. "You can't fake clear thinking after being locked down this long," he once said. Still, prison was far from peaceful. T.I. witnessed stabbings, fights, and even deaths across multiple yards. Those experiences left a lasting impact, motivating him to stay clean and avoid trouble. Even under tension, he managed to avoid serious infractions that could have jeopardized his early release. Support from the rap community remained strong. Big names like Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Don Tripp, Alito, and Gucci Mane sent letters, made calls, and publicly showed their support, proving that his influence persisted despite his incarceration. His music catalog also stayed relevant. Over 2 billion Spotify streams were accumulated during his sentence. The streets hadn't forgotten him, his story, struggles, and sound continued to resonate even from behind bars. T.I.'s music remained authentically Memphis, gritty, bold, and unmistakably real. His aggressive lyrics, precise street storytelling, and melodic bounce attracted fans who craved that raw authenticity. His breakout track, Back in Blood featuring Lil Durk, released on November 5, 2020, and exploded. It went 8 times platinum, amassed 1.2 billion streams, and peaked at number 13 on the Billboard Hot 100. Lil Durk's opening line, "Pooh Shiesty, that's my dog. But Pooh, you know, I'm really Shiesty," cemented T.I.'s identity in the culture, smart, savage, and unapologetically street. On its 5th anniversary, November 5, 2025, social media erupted in celebration of the track that still resonates. T.I.'s follow-up releases maintained that momentum. Shiesty Summer featuring Chief Keef and Lil Durk dropped on June 23, 2020, went 3 times platinum with 450 million streams, peaking at number 37. Backdoor with Lil Durk reached double platinum with 300 million streams, while the self-titled Who Shiesty featuring Big 30 went platinum with 200 million streams, peaking at number 59. Guard Up with 21 Savage and Lil Durk also went platinum, collecting 150 million streams, with T.I. reflecting on life under constant threat, robberies, setups, and being watched at every turn. His 2021 mixtape, Shiesty Season, further solidified his impact. The 18-track project combined hit singles with new material, pulling in over 500 million streams, peaking at number 3 on the Billboard 200, and earning gold certification. It confirmed that T.I. was more than a singles artist, he was a full-fledged album artist and a heavyweight in the game. Beyond his own projects, he continued collaborating with top-tier artists, expanding his influence across the industry. His verse on Drake's Wants and Needs, which peaked at number 2 and surpassed 800 million streams, surprised many. Critics even suggested that T.I. outperformed Drake on his own track. Following that, Lifestyle with Lil Baby and 21 Savage became a 5 times platinum hit, amassing 600 million streams, while Be About It with Lil Baby added another 200 million. Despite his years behind bars, his catalog remained strong, proving that his fanbase. By the numbers, Williams' achievements are remarkable. Between 2020 and 2021, he released around 30 singles and 1 mixtape, accumulating over 2 billion streams and more than 20 RIAA certifications. This positioned him among the most successful breakout artists during one of the most challenging periods in music history, as COVID-19 disrupted the industry. He still managed to rise. Following his release in October 2025, streaming data showed a 30% increase across his catalog, demonstrating that the world was ready for his return. Fans were eager to hear how prison shaped his lyrics, whether his sound had evolved, and if he would maintain his raw street energy. However, with that hype came risk. In hip-hop, fame and danger are often intertwined. Recent waves of violence claimed artists such as King Von, Pop Smoke, Young Dolph, Takeoff, and PNB Rock, victims of street attacks that often began with online drama and ended in tragedy. T.I.'s own situation remained uncertain, no public beefs emerged during his incarceration, but warning signs persisted. Lyrics, past posts, and Memphis street dynamics continued to circulate. In Memphis, conflicts don't fade, they escalate. Rival crews hold grudges for years, and when shots are fired, silence afterward often speaks louder than sirens. Witnesses stay silent, law enforcement gets little information, and the city adds to its grim statistics. The FBI still ranks Memphis among the most dangerous cities in the U.S., with high rates of violent crime and homicide. For T.I., returning to this environment is more than a comeback, it's a life-risking endeavor. Street culture operates by its own code, where reputation, swift retaliation, and violent responses to perceived challenges are critical. Reputation can determine survival. Williams' rapid ascent occurred within this volatility. His wealth, media exposure, and street credibility made him a target, both for robbery and rivalry, as his success threatened existing hierarchies governing. His prior legal incidents, shooting 2 men during the hotel incident and allegedly firing at a security guard at King of Diamonds, demonstrated his readiness to use potentially lethal force when he perceived threats or disrespect. This established reputation serves dual purposes. It deters potential attackers by signaling the high risk of targeting him, and it communicates to others that eliminating him carries severe consequences. Williams also faces structural dangers linked to his identity, a young, wealthy black man from economically disadvantaged Memphis neighborhoods, achieving prominence through rap. His demographic and social position inherently increases exposure to threats and potential violence. While maintaining street connections, the threat of robbery remains constant, as criminals frequently target rappers leaving studios, clubs, or hotels while carrying expensive jewelry, cash, and vehicles. This indicates that Williams understands the need to adopt a lower profile than his pre-incarceration lifestyle, which included luxury rentals, heavy jewelry, and high-profile public appearances. While such visibility attracts fans, it also draws attention from criminals, rivals, and law enforcement. His mention of preferring Slim over Birdman suggests a preference for behind-the-scenes operations rather than a flashy public persona, though his openness to Birdman stuff indicates he can adapt when necessary. However, maintaining a lower-key approach may prove challenging. In a highly competitive industry, fans expect public engagement, and Memphis street culture emphasizes visible success as a sign of respect. Appearing low profile can be misinterpreted as weakness, potentially inviting exploitation. Staying safe while remaining active in the industry is a delicate balance. The modern rap industry demonstrates that wealth, security, personnel, and public profiles offer limited protection against determined adversaries. Examples of targeted violence underscore this reality. King Von's November 2020 death outside an Atlanta hookah lounge escalated from a verbal altercation to a shooting. Pop Smoke was killed in February 2020 in Hollywood Hills during a targeted home invasion revealed through social media. Young Dolph was assassinated in November 2021 at Makida's Cookies in Memphis. Takeoff was killed in November 2022 outside a Houston bowling alley over a dice game dispute, and PNB Rock was shot in September 2022 at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles after location details were exposed on Instagram. Despite compliance or precautions, these incidents show that public release into the environment carries immediate danger from multiple threat vectors. Williams' status as a recently released federal prisoner with substantial street credibility, a proven history of violence, and outstanding restitution makes him a potential target. He is required to pay $156,567 in restitution, creating financial pressure that could lead to participation in risky activities, performances at unsecured venues or associations with individuals involved in criminal enterprises to generate fast income, while exposing him to violence, law enforcement scrutiny, and supervised release violations. His 3-year federal supervised release imposes strict conditions, including regular probation reporting, drug testing, maintaining employment, financial disclosures, travel permissions, and special restrictions such as a firearms prohibition, a ban on contacting victims, anger management and counseling requirements, and geographic limitations. These conditions create a constant risk of technical violations, potentially sending Williams back to prison even without new criminal charges. If probation officers document noncompliance, his supervised release could extend until approximately April 2028. This creates a 3-year period where he must balance music and career obligations, travel, public appearances, and social media engagement, against supervision rules designed for conventional releasees with regular jobs, rather than for entertainers with irregular schedules, interstate tours, late-night recording sessions, and associations with individuals who may have criminal histories. Williams' prior substance use adds further vulnerability. His admitted heavy drug and alcohol consumption before incarceration could resurface under pressures of celebrity life, industry temptations, or self-medication for trauma, anxiety, and depression, common challenges faced by many recently released individuals. Maintaining sobriety outside the controlled prison environment is difficult, especially within an entertainment culture where substance use is normalized socially. His strategic approach will determine whether he can navigate these threats while building a sustainable career, generating income, maintaining fan engagement, and establishing long-term financial security. His immediate return to the studio with Cake Carbon and Big 30 signaled a priority on music creation rather than street activity or celebratory behavior that could draw violence or law enforcement attention. Continuing to release aggressive content, naming rivals, and referencing violence may satisfy fan expectations and maintain street credibility, but it also increases the risk of retaliation and the possibility that prosecutors interpret lyrics as evidence of confession or conspiracy. Moderating content could reduce risk but might undermine authenticity, fan appeal, and differentiation in the competitive trap music scene, where escalating violent redo. Williams' criminal record and demonstrated willingness to use firearms further complicate his efforts to preserve safety and freedom. Supervised release conditions explicitly prohibit firearm possession, yet the reality of living among potentially hostile rivals may tempt illegal acquisition for self-protection. Possession would constitute a serious violation, leading to immediate arrest and likely return to federal prison for years. Conversely, traveling unarmed in dangerous environments increases exposure to potentially lethal violence. This creates a tragic dilemma: risk death by compliance or risk imprisonment by self-protection. Williams' public statements about transformation suggest a sincere commitment to avoid behaviors that could return him to prison. Yet, maintaining this discipline when facing immediate threats is far more challenging than abstract promises made from the relative safety of prison. Street codes, financial pressures, and risky opportunities promising quick gains all test his ability to consistently prioritize legal compliance over immediate situational imperatives, making long-term success dependent on both strategy and discipline. The title suggesting that PT begged his adversaries not to kill him after release implies vulnerability, though publicly available information does not confirm this claim. While Williams faces significant threats from multiple sources, there are no verified reports that he has explicitly requested mercy or expressed public fear of assassination attempts following his release. However, the provocative framing reflects genuine concerns about his safety, considering the broader context of violence in the rap industry, his past conflicts, criminal record, and the structural challenges that recently released prisoners face while navigating dangerous environments under restrictive supervision conditions. Whether he literally pleaded for protection is unclear, but the risks he faces are real and could manifest through robbery, targeted attacks, or law enforcement action, potentially ending his freedom or life despite his apparent focus on music rather than street activity. The 5-year anniversary of Back in Blood, coinciding with this script's composition, adds symbolic weight, celebrating past success while highlighting an uncertain future where Williams must prove whether his stated transformation represents genuine growth or strategic rhetoric from prison that might fade under the pressures of freedom. T.I. stands at a precarious point in his 24-year life, balancing on a razor's edge between redemption through sustained music and career success, and potential destruction through violence, incarceration, or death, a fate that has claimed countless artists from similar circumstances. His release on October 7, 2025, set a timeline to determine whether 3 years of reflection, sobriety, and transformative rhetoric will translate into lasting behavioral change through his supervised release, which continues until April 2028. Street pressures, financial obligations, and uncertainty about whether his reputation for violence will deter rivals or provoke preemptive attacks add complexity to his situation. His ultimate outcome will depend on the choices he makes in the coming months and years as he navigates the challenging balance between music, career obligations, legal compliance, personal safety, and street codes, factors that have destroyed many others attempting similar transitions. Whether this story concludes with sustained success and redemption or a tragic ending reinforcing the inescapable dangers of street life remains unwritten, contingent on his daily decisions.